101, get off zero. Buy some sats. I beat Nikki this week.
You did.
Oh, yeah,
you
clean
did
that one
very
up.
well, actually.
And
I like that. Get off zero. Absolutely.
Yeah, get off zero.
Yeah.
The best way to learn about Bitcoin is to take $100. This is one of my favorite analogies.
Yep.
This is one of the first things I told Nikki when she was like, well, where do I start? And I said, you take $100 and you spend it to buy Bitcoin. If you lose it, you learn something. If you keep it, well, you're up $100 or,
more.
Yeah. It's like taking a course, a hands-on course. You'd spend $100 to learn something with somebody. So why not spend $100 to learn some Bitcoin?
Yep. Absolutely. And I think that was, I don't know how many people I've actually said that to now too.
Yeah.
So that was good. Very, very good advice. Thank you, James.
It's a worthy investment. And and if you're against Bitcoin, spend $100 in 10 hours to figure out why you really hate it.
Yeah.
You know? You have way more credibility than just saying something where you hate it. But those people probably aren't watching the show, so it doesn't matter.
No. And welcome.
And apparently Nikki has asked me to apologize because I didn't put out the newsletter last week. So I am sorry I didn't put the newsletter out last week for all the people who were wanting to know where events were. But if you do subscribe to our newsletter, down in the description down below, you can find out what the events are, and they repeat pretty much every month. So subscribe.
Yep.
Do that. Push the like button. Send some comments.
All right.
Subscribe. Whatever people tell you to do. So thank you very much. I'm going to quickly shout out Mark of Bitcoin because he was in on the Wallet of Satoshi, sending us 21 sats. Thank you. From down under, zapping us. He's a regular zapper each week. Really appreciate it. I see he did zap us last week as well. There's another apology that I have to put in. So thank you.
Awesome.
I can keep going.
You can.
See that QR code above Nikki's head? That one is actually a super chat. Put a comment in when you zap that one. Yep.
Oh, I see that hand. There we go.
That one there. And a live comment will come up next to Nikki there, which is pretty cool.
And it's a good way to practice. Practice zapping the sats.
Yes.
I think that's and using the Lightning Network.
And not only Lightning Network, that one actually uses the NOSTR network as well. And today's service, we're going to be talking about NOSTR and a local company here in El Salvador that is doing some awesome stuff with NOSTR.
And while we've got that photo on the right there, T-shirts.
Yeah.
T-shirt shout out to Gerardo. Can you see it?
Anyway.
I got a new Bitcoin Academy.
Whoa, look at that. Mark of Bitcoin in the house. Oh, he's on it. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, and we have talked about Gerardo.
Yes.
And the T-shirts.
Yes.
So, yeah, I've got another one I picked up this weekend at the Bitcoin Farmers Market. So if you're liking the T-shirts, get to the Bitcoin Farmers Market in El Zonte. He is there, and he is always designing new T-shirts.
When Mark comes to El Salvador, I need to check your schedule actually, but you need to come to the El Zonte Farmers Market. I hope it is on your agenda, and come and see Gerardo and buy a T-shirt.
Yep, absolutely.
He does custom design, so if you get in early, you can book one in.
Yeah.
How about that?
All right. Meetups? Are we going meetups?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, so, I mean, these are pretty much the same. The one thing that I did see today that came up on my screen was Blink actually are doing a meetup, and I couldn't find where it was, so I do apologise for that. But pretty much Monday nights, if you're up in Berlin, at 6:30 we have a meetup at the Bitcoin Centre. On Tuesdays there is the open home for My First Bitcoin. Apparently they've done some amazing things there. So from 2 till 6 there. Then they have a casual meetup, and every month it changes. Then there are the Bitcoin Beach Friday dinners. This is when they do not have their monthly meetup, so that's a weekly one. My First Bitcoin at the end of the month, the last Thursday of the month, which is 25th of July. My First Bitcoin have a meetup. Then Bitcoin Beach is the last Friday, which is the 26th of July. And we've got Explore La Playa on the July the 27th from Bitcoin Beach. So that's going, it's about a 3-hour drive. Then you get to go on a boat, go through the mangroves and hit the beach, which is pretty cool real experience to go and do that. Got the Bitcoin Farmers Market at on the 28th of July down in El Zonte, and then we've got the NOSTR Devs Meetup, which we'll be talking a little bit more about these guys, but that's going to be the last Wednesday of the month, which is the 31st.
Yes.
All right, but in our newsletter you will find all that information, James.
Yeah, but the great thing is you can go and look at all of our old newsletters on njelsalvador.substack.com. The link is in the description down below, and you can figure it out as well.
Yeah.
So
and then the last thing, of course, is Adopting BTC.
Yes.
Now, if you go on to Adopting BTC YouTube channel later on today, I think it's starting at 5:30.
I don't know if we'll have a live.
There's
There's the thing. We're going to try and do it live. Charlie and I we're just going to smash it out. We're just going to do it. Just do it.
Yeah, once a week on a Monday, Charlie and James are going to be talking about adopting and the people who are going to be speaking and what's happening and things like that. So make sure you find the Adopting YouTube channel. But anyway, Adopting BTC is going to be the 16th and 17th of November. On the 15th is the Unconference from My First Bitcoin, as well as the movie night, premiere movie night. So make sure you, as we always say, book a week ahead, book a week after, to make sure that you get to experience El Salvador and Bitcoin country.
Because there is a lot to do here, especially when you start talking to people and they're like, oh, wow, have you done this and have you done that? And I mean, just our newsletter, if you come at the end of the month, I mean, there's easily a week of events there without even trying. That's before you actually go and do tourist stuff. It's just to do Bitcoin stuff. All right.
That's all good. All right, Monday.
I'm going to say, yeah, I am. No, we're going to do Monday. But I'm also going to say thanks to Market Bitcoin and Superpilotish being in the chat there. We're doing it.
Thank you. And that's one thing actually also is the fact that if you've got any comments, we will answer those below when we get to the Q&A session. So please, if you put some comments in, we're going to be answering those at the end of the show. Right.
So my clicky pen
it's not working.
is not moving. So I'm gonna, and Tim's on the desk today. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Tim, at the top of the scenes, there should be like a little flag thing. I can't remember what. Down the bottom. Oh, he's looking worried. On the left-hand side, down the bottom, there is a group of scenes down there, and I think one of them might say something about slideshow, daily timeline. That's the one. Can you highlight that one, please? And then can you please push right once? And the flag.
Right arrow?
The right arrow, yep. The right arrow. There should be some arrows that hover just above it to the right. Watch this. Here we go. I love this. This is so good. Yeah? No, the flag hasn't moved. I'm going to keep going while Tim looks at that.
I'm doing Monday. So
Nikki's doing Monday. There we go.
Monday. All right. So morning. We had a Monday morning.
Here we go. Got it.
Perfect.
Nailed it. Thanks,
you.
Tim. We're away.
Okay. So Monday morning was a day at home for us. James catches up on work. I sort of catch up on getting things done around the house, as well, of course, as making sure our live is organised. And then we headed to the centre to prep for the live, and had our monthly live, or our weekly live, our Monday live. And then my nephew actually turned up at the centre, which was pretty amazing. It's the first family member that I have had come and visit since we've been here for 2.5 years. So that's pretty awesome. So him and a mate of his, they are backpacking around Latin and South America. They have pretty much hitched most of El Salvador. So when people ask us, how safe is El Salvador? These guys are young, in their early 20s. They're out hitching, feeling very comfortable, finding that everyone is so super helpful. They have had a great trip in their time here. They've actually since left us, but they had a really good time.
They are using what are known as the chicken buses, which is basically where you jump on the back of a ute, an open ute, and you get a ride.
Yeah.
So they're having a great time.
Yeah, that's good. And so then we headed to Pupusas for dinner. We paid with Bitcoin and headed home. So that was our Monday, Tuesday.
Right, Tuesday. Our flag's made it to outro.
Yeah, Tim, look at number 4.
Can you please make our flag move along to Tuesday? I'm going to push the button and see if I don't know if it helps, but no.
All right.
Tim's going to get that flag to Tuesday for us.
But that's all right. So we're
over here now?
Yeah, we are.
I'm not a good host at the moment. Nikki headed into the centre for the day to volunteer and put in time to keep help out with keeping it open and just making some general updates. I'm working from home, taking that opportunity to get some hours in. And then Harry and Finn, Nikki's nephew and friend, they headed to the centre to find a gym. and Nikki put them on their first Blink wallet, or their first Bitcoin wallet, which was Blink.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing a Blink t-shirt today, by the way. And then they went and they did a peer-to-peer trade with Nikki, and which meant they bought Bitcoin with cash, and Nikki sold them Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And then they actually went to the gym, and is it $2?
It was $2 for a session.
Yeah, $2 for a random entry. I think it's $5 a week here.
Yeah, and they were really impressed with the gym.
Yeah.
They were really impressed, so that's good to know.
Yes, we've never actually been to the gym as a whole year, because we've got enough at home to keep us busy, but $5 for the week, and they said the equipment was good. And I think they've been to other ones where they didn't think it was that good. So that's a good sign. Here in Berlin, on top of a volcano, 3 hours away from the big city, so that is good. Then we'd talked about Coco's for dinner, so they actually went to Coco's and had a late lunch, and I think I can't remember what they got. Did they get a burger?
They got burgers and pork.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what was really cool, because we've seen Charlie and Quinton and I think a few of the others go and play sports with the local guys. So they'll go down to the basketball court and the football court to play with the local guys. And we told Finn and Harry about that, and they went down and sat down, and they got asked to join in, and they started playing and did some 3-on-3 with the locals, and they really loved it, which was super cool.
And the locals really enjoyed it too. Yeah. It was awesome.
So if you can, someone just sent us $5 on our Blink wallet. That's awesome. Thank you. That's very cool. I wasn't expecting that. That's very cool. Thank you. And then, so if you're coming to Berlin or even El Salvador, soccer fields and basketball courts are quite common, and I imagine that most people are quite happy for you to join in if you want to have a game.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're paying 3-on-3, and these guys are tall. Especially
yes, they are.
They are tall, and so I think they had a bit of fun having 3-on-3.
Yeah.
I think they won 5 games. So because every time you won, you stayed on the court.
Yes, they got pretty tired. They said I think they had to flag it at the end, didn't they, or something? Yeah, which is super cool. All right, Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. So on Wednesday, Harry and Finn, they got up early. Interesting having guys in their 20s, and so what they're doing is they were sleeping until 10 o'clock. 10:30.
Yeah, 10:30.
It was amazing. But anyway, they had to get up early on Wednesday morning because they had booked a hike with Don Julio. So Don Julio here in Berlin, he's a great guy. If you want to learn about any of the plants in El Salvador, what you can eat, what you can't eat, what keep away with, what's good for your skin, what's good for bites. He's an awesome guy to go on hikes with. So they went up to the volcano and down into the crater to the boiling mud, and I can't remember what the temperature of the mud was.
They said it was something like 400 degrees.
Yeah, super hot. So they did a great hike with him. They came back filled with all sorts of different fruit and plants for us to try. They were really stoked. Harry's mum is very much on the lines of the shamanic ways in New Zealand, and she knows the healing plants and things like that. So it was really good for Harry to sort of get a feel of what El Salvador's shaman type people are doing, which is awesome. So that was great.
And we've got some good questions coming up in the chat.
Cool.
Keep it coming, guys. We're gonna get to that. And doing it live with the flag moving, they're loving it too. They appreciate your efforts and learning on the fly. Thank you.
Then and James and I spent the day at home. So we were James is doing lots of work. I was actually doing lots of fermenting. So I had some sauerkraut fermenting. I've got this new pineapple drink. I can't remember if we talked about it last week, but
no.
So the skins of the pineapples, I'm now fermenting them with cloves and cinnamon and water, and that's becoming a really refreshing drink that we're having in the evenings.
We should
really good.
In the mornings. We had it all morning this morning.
Yeah.
We should take photos of the pineapples. So
it's just the waste of the pineapple, and so that was really cool. So I was just pottering, doing all that. Then we. Once Harry and Sam got back, we headed out. We were planning to head out for dinner, but the rains came down. It was really crazy. So we created a really good meal with beef back better meat and tallow, and cooked some yummy roast potatoes, or was it potato chips and tallow? Always a fave. So that was Wednesday.
I think they were really impressed with the food we had. They were like, "Oh man, this is like the best meal we've had the entire trip," and because they had all the luxuries they needed. They were like, "Wow, washing machine! This is so cool!" So that was pretty funny. That was good.
So, right, with service time.
Service. Look at this new format.
Wow. Look at this. We got noodle.
Yeah. Now, I have to thank Tim for this idea, because Tim was like, hey, why don't you guys mix it up a little bit and put something in here? So this is, like, we like to implement new ideas, and this week I thought this is how we could do it. I don't know what Tim's feedback is on it. He's nodding his head. Yeah, that's good. Yep. All right. So our service of the week is Illuminodes. And we actually went to, so Illuminodes is a new company that's here in El Salvador. And we've met the owners and the guys who are writing the code for it, which is great. We met them the first time in San Salvador at the Bitcoin landing spot meetup just over a year ago, which was the first, I think, like official sort of like NOSTR meetup, which was pretty cool. And then we went to one, there we go, Changing the World with NOSTR at Illuminodes. Nice, yes. Thank you guys, 21. Good stuff. And then, so what happened was 4 weeks ago, like, man, time goes fast. We went to the first Illuminodes NOSTR devs meetup in... For us. Thank you. In San Salvador. And it was pretty much 1 year to the month, which was pretty awesome. And they released their first open source product, which is called CRIBs. Now, on the slides here, I'm just going through their website. So changing the way the world that you interact with your identity. So one of the things that's really important about NOSTR is that you control your social graph. As where, for example, Facebook or X, somebody else controls your social graph and all of your content. NOSTR allows you to control it, and Illuminodes is being focused on giving you your control back. One of the things that's really important about that is protecting your keys. And their first open source product that they released is called CRIB. And the name's pretty funny. They call it Rusty CRIB, which I don't know how appealing that is, but it definitely gets people's attention. And there it is there. There's a screenshot. But what it does is it's open source software, and it allows you to put your keys into a service that doesn't expose them to other services online. This is actually a really powerful tool. I don't really want to try and get into mechanics too much because it's probably too deep and boring, but the point of it is it's a tool that helps you protect your username and password effectively. Because in the beginning, when NOSTR first came out, some of the apps that came out weren't secure enough, and they actually exposed people's username and password, which meant that they lost the account, because you can't change your password once you create it. If it gets exposed, it's a problem. So their first tool on their website, links are in the description. We've got the website, I've got the actual Rusty CRIB down there, I have the Twitter profile, I have their NOSTR profile, most importantly, all in the description. Go and check them out, take a look at their products. If you want to start with a NOSTR account, try Primal, and you can do that by going to their NOSTR profile in the description down below. I've done a lot of talking. I'm going to see if Nikki wants to chime in, because I normally...
Yeah, no, I'm going to leave this one to you.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right.
To be honest. I mean, we did recently listen to 2 podcasts on the 2 guys involved in this.
Yes.
And we found that very interesting. I think they've got a new project coming out that's going to be launched.
We're not saying...
No, I'm not saying.
Okay,
I'm just saying it launched soon. Which will be really exciting to see how that goes.
Yep. And
so I think that this is definitely a company to be looking out for, and yeah, it's quite exciting.
There we go. So Rust, so the Rusty CRIB is Rust-based cryptographic root identity bunker. There you go, Rusty CRIB. So yeah, I thought Rust might be the programming language, and it's become a very popular one. But one of the things is, Nikki said that when she went to the Illuminodes meetup, she found it really interesting. Yeah. And Nikki doesn't always say that about the meetups we go to.
No. I think what it was the fact that, and I think we have covered this before, is the fact that they had some topics or some articles that had come about, and so they went through them and read them, and it was an opportunity to listen, and then if you had any questions about it, you could actually ask some questions and get some information, and it was really helpful having people who've got the knowledge there, and it's a small group, which is really good, so you can actually have quite a good discussion, and people could discuss and give their thoughts. But if you also had some questions, you're able to quite freely ask some questions there too, which was amazing. Yeah.
Super pilotish, experimenting with the data streaming and sending sats at the same time. 3,067 sats. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
I saw a comment there about doing an experiment. Stay tuned.
Okay. Any more on that one?
No. Check it out. If you want to check it out, it's in the description down below. All the information you need. And keep an eye on that project if you're into NOSTR, because early mover advantage, and they've got open source product which is coming out and going to change lives.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's really cool. Okay, Thursday. Let's have a look. All right.
Are you doing Thursday? Okay. You're doing Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
I headed into the centre Thursday morning, or spend the day in the centre, just making sure it's open and being there if anyone has any questions. What was very interesting, I think it was Thursday morning, we had a couple come in. They hadn't contacted us, let us know they were coming, but they came up because they wanted to check the centre out. So they just turned up on the doorstep, and it was quite good to be able to give them, that I was here to give them a tour. They were only here for the morning. They bought some T-shirts and a couple of stickers, which was really cool, so they helped the centre. But they were really impressed. They wanted to come and check it out, and so they did that, and then they carried on and went to Lago Cotopeque.
The number of people that just turn up randomly is quite high.
Yeah.
And so many people just come for a few hours. Blows us away. Yeah,
and then James worked from home, but then he came in later to build some shelves, because we've had a whole lot of new network cables come through and get connected, so we're going to have different styles. How do you explain it?
I'm just going to say don't judge me on my shelf yet, because I need to improve it. But it's helping to tidy up the office, because it was looking like a technical nightmare. Yeah.
Then I just worked, did some stuff around the garden, also some things on the tech centre. And what was quite fun was Patty, who is here with the cafe. I sort of got her to sit down at the tech centre, which we've got in the front room, and I talked through the seed signer, the different ways of storing your seed, and the importance of having a passphrase, and just showed her the whole caboozle. And Charlie came, and so because of Patty is mainly Spanish and I'm mainly English speaking, it was great having Charlie who could translate as well.
That was cool. I think, and Quinton popped along too, and I think we all enjoyed actually having the physical setup there, where if you come to Berlin and you've never used a hardware wallet, or you'd like to use a air-gapped hardware wallet, we've got a full-time setup where you can sit down and go through the process without any risk to yourself, and it makes Bitcoin physical, which I think is really important, because it's such a mental, abstract, gymnastic thing to do.
And we'd also been given a Surface Pro that wasn't getting used, so I got that set up with a Sparrow wallet, which was awesome to then be able to have a watch only wallet there from the seed signer.
Nikki is so knowledgeable now. I'm always impressed when she says these things. It's so cool.
All right, and then we headed to Echo Park, and we had a really nice dinner at Echo Park. It felt like a really summer evening. We were able to sit outside. They had the fairy lights on. Great conversations. It was a really pleasant night. Yeah,
it was great. It was cool, and great bunch of people.
Yep, and we could pay with Bitcoin.
Yeah, fun conversation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
right, Friday.
I think camera 4.
Yep.
You go.
Man, great questions. Thanks, guys. I'm looking forward to going through our questions. This is really good. We headed to the centre on Friday. We headed to the centre for Bitcoin Berlin live English version. So in case anybody doesn't know, every Friday, the centre itself, or the project itself, has a live show where we talk with people who are living here in Berlin. If you would like to be on that show, you need to time it with a Friday, and you can come up here and be on that show, because it needs to be people who have been to Berlin.
Yes. And so one week's English and the second week is in Spanish, which is awesome, because there isn't many Spanish podcasts, and so it's really great to be able to share Berlin in Spanish with the local Salvadorians, and also other Spanish countries and speakers, which is awesome.
So we had Pierre on, and he's from Canada, and he's come here on his own and basically go and watch it and listen to Pierre's perspective on why he's here and the things that he's doing. I think there is a link to subscribe in the description down below, so go do that. We both had our Spanish classes, I believe.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. So we both had we've both got a new private Spanish teacher. Which,
we do.
Yeah.
So we're doing 3 hours a week, 1 hour each time.
Yes.
Which is quite cool. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And that's really exciting. We're also big Duolingo users, but we're too lazy on it. But we're getting better, I think. I think having a teacher is actually forcing us to move forward as well, which is good. Then I need to contact that other Spanish teacher too. We've got another one. So if anyone's interested, I got another guy as well. Then we headed off to drop Nikki's nephew and friend in Santiago de Maria, which is the next, we went to Alegria and then we ended up going to Santiago de Maria, which is a bigger town, which is 25 minutes away. Yeah, which is good. And I was surprised they were here for such a short time, but I think they had a great time. And then we ended up staying there and we had a nice lunch. Nikki had a little cafe from a tour that she had done about a month ago. Sorry about that. And then we headed home to set up a small pond for the tortoise.
Yes.
Yeah.
The tortoise went swimming today.
Yeah, he did. Kind of voluntarily. Yeah. But we're learning a lot about it, and it does seem to like living. We've discovered that it's normal for it to want to live in leaves. Yeah,
bury itself
in the leaves. Yeah. All right, Saturday.
Okay, so Saturday. So we had an early start down to San Salvador. Up to San Salvador. So James and I, we have the Bitcoin the Bitcoin Farmers Market, on Sunday, and then we actually got invited to a surprise birthday party for Saturday night in San Salvador, and we thought, right, let's go. Let's do it. Yeah, so we headed into San Salvador. Found a place that could fix my bag because my bag had broken, the strap had broken, and I also needed some pants to be taken up because I'm short. Yeah, and so it was really good. We found a great service in San Salvador for that. They didn't accept Bitcoin though. We then headed to the Airbnb that we've found, and we absolutely really love being able to stay there. And then we went and caught up with some old friends, and we had they put on a beautiful spread for us. It was Canterbury cheeses and all sorts of meats, and it was really, really good, and had a good catch up with them. And then we headed to our friend's surprise birthday, and so it was really good meeting up with some old friends from San Salvador, but also there was lots of new people there that we hadn't met before, and it was really good getting the opportunity to practice our Spanish but also just connect with new people. It was fun. Really enjoyed it.
It was good. It was a fun night. It was funny because we were all. I'm going to talk about it. We were all in the corner huddled, trying to keep quiet, and he wanted to play something on the TV, and he was playing the assassination attempt and the breakdown live on the TV while we're all huddled in a corner, trying to stay quiet for the surprise birthday party. So that was quite interesting. But anyway. Carry on to Sunday. Sunday. Are we switching here? I think we are. All right. Oh, my app crashed and we're all over the place. Okay. Sunday morning, we rolled down the hill to the Bitcoin Farmers Market, and it was quite a nice drive down. It was a nice sunny morning.
Very little traffic.
We had really good traffic this weekend. It hasn't been so bad. And we set up for the first anniversary of the Bitcoin Farmers Market, and it's gone really quickly. It was a quiet start. A lot of people didn't come until probably at least 10 o'clock.
I was going to say 10:30, 11.
10:30, 11, Very quiet start, but it got super busy from that 11 to 1 time frame. People came in. We had coffee. We had the arepas and chocolate sweets. The French bakery. It was really good. Caught up with a lot of people. There were some people that we were not expecting them to be there and tell us that they had purchased land. That blew us away. They haven't officially moved here yet, but they bought land, and it was really impressive, their story. That was very cool. And then something that we don't normally do is we went down to the beach and we had a swim. So that was really nice. It was nice to actually get in the seawater. It's been a wee while, and enjoyed that. It was good. And then we went home and we had beef back better, mince and eggs for dinner, which was really good. And we actually worked out the price of the meal, and it was pretty good relative to what we would even pay eating out. And that was getting the good quality beef and the eggs. And that was it. That was our week.
That's a week.
Yeah. Done.
So,
Just do it. That's our life in El Salvador. What we're going to do now is we're going to talk about what you guys want to talk about. So if you would like to ask a question, please put it in the chat now, because we're going to go through all of them. And also sign up to our newsletter in the description down below. I'm going to also mention, so Mark of Bitcoin always sends a few sats beforehand, which is awesome. I'm just going to mention that our website, someone went and purchased the $1 test transaction this week, and I found it amusing. And the only reason I'm saying it is because I think the address was Yo Mama's or something. So I don't know who the funny person was that did that, but yeah, thanks. I had a bit of a giggle at my mama buying Bitcoin, buying the test transaction. That was pretty funny. All right, we're doing it?
Yes.
Mark of Bitcoin. Are we there yet? Super Pilotish. Buenas tardes, amigos. And Mark saying hello to Super Pilotish. Thank you guys for turning up. Super Pilotish, we're looking forward to your return as well. And
then Mark's question, have you had any need of medical system in El Salvador? Any feedback from gringos that are used to first world treatments? Wow. We, touch wood, have not had to use any of the medical treatments or services here. We have people we know who have and have been really impressed, and now they didn't even go private, so they just went through the public system and they were really impressed. We have had other friends who have had like gallbladders removed, and they went private and they were really impressed. So I haven't had any bad news of it. They have all been treated pretty much in San Salvador, I think.
Yes.
Not in any of the back countries.
No, I think towns. One of the people we know may have had treatment in La Libertad.
Okay. Yeah. So we haven't. Tim? No. Tim's all good too. So yeah. Just teeth.
Teeth. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently the dental system's really good and quite reasonably priced.
So I'm going to actually mention Bitcoin Smiles, which is down at Bitcoin Beach. He's Bitcoin focused, and he also puts part of his profits towards helping locals who can't afford any sort of dental care. Generally people have said really good things about El Salvador and its healthcare systems from the experiences that others have had and told us about.
Super Pilotish, doing it live.
Moving the flag.
Or flag moving. Well done, Tim. That's awesome.
Tim. He sorted it out. That was I hadn't briefed Tim on how to solve that one if it went wrong, but he did well. Yeah. And Mark of Bitcoin, more questions. Is lamb available in El Salvador? If not,
you missed the top one.
Is it that one?
Yep.
These are questions from my Mrs. Medical Insurance, kidney specialists, dental work. Right.
Well, definitely dental work is good here. No idea about the kidney specialists.
So kidney specialists, that would often be related to like diabetes.
There's a lot of diabetes, a lot of dialysis. We had a cleaner whose husband was getting dialysis every single week. She was going up. That's a good point. She was catching a bus and going up to town every week and spending the day in hospital with her husband and then coming back down again. So, I'm not sure. Yeah.
Lamb. No, lamb is actually something that a lot of people have talked about missing here in El Salvador. And no, I'm not going to bring sheep in, and I don't want to be a sheep farmer. But yeah, I mean, if somebody did, grassy paddocks aren't a huge thing here, and a lot of the hills are really steep. So even if you cleared them and put grass in, I don't know if it would stay. Yeah, goats. Yeah, goats. If there was more goat meat and milk, I'd be into that. Yeah, I'd go with goats instead of sheep here.
Yeah. David Alexis 32. Hi guys, love your live blogs. Keep up the great work.
Thank you
so much.
Gracias.
Yeah.
Super Pilotish doing an experiment standby, success. He was, I don't know what the experiment was, but he did send sat. So maybe it was a different wallet. Maybe he was testing the limits of the message. But yeah. FSV, join the growing NOSTR devs in El Salvador. Yeah. NOSTR. So this is, we listen to the podcasts that are on the NOSTR devs, the Illuminodes Twitter profile. And the one with the developer Diego was really interesting. One of the things that I took away from it was that with Bitcoin, to do a transaction on it, you have to pay. Like it actually takes value to do a transaction on there. With NOSTR, it's a communication network and it's free to communicate on there, which was really interesting. So you can develop and communicate on it for free, which is actually pretty powerful, as where Bitcoin does actually take, you have to give up value to communicate on the Bitcoin network. So I was really impressed when I sort of came to the conclusion that that's actually a really good reason to get involved in the NOSTR network, because it's early days and it doesn't cost a heap to actually be part of it. You just have to learn. And I know that's painful for a lot of people. All right.
A market Bitcoin, Duolingo is okay, but I think in person would be better. Absolutely. Yep. I agree. On that one.
Yeah, we've got a couple of guys that we can put you in touch with.
And there's also Sam, of course.
Oh, Sam as well.
Sam doing the 21 lessons as well. Yeah.
Yes. Tim, are you doing the 21 lessons? You are with Sam? No, not sure. Are you going to do 21 lessons with Sam? No. Okay. Then market Bitcoin, the tortoises actually swim. Yes.
Yeah, well, these are swamp tortoises, so their feet sort of are kind of got like a web in them. They're not like the flippers like a turtle. So they actually, their feet have got like a web. Yeah, so they do. They bobble around. They normally just sort of stay quiet. They like the swampy water.
He floats really well. And when we were in Santiago de Maria, they've actually got in the park, they have a space for tortoises and iguanas, and we went and had a look at them while we were there. Not the best of living conditions for those guys, but it was quite interesting looking at them in the pond and on the dirt. They have a lot.
I do.
Super Pilotish, nice flag move to Saturday, flawless. Tim is celebrating in the corner. He appreciates the comments. Thank you.
And to be piloted again, do you guys still have the Starlink hardware hanging around? Might have to play with it when I get there. Yes, we do, and
yeah, we do. Now the challenge with it is that signing up. So someone has to take ownership of signing up to it and then provide a credit card to it. And we tried to do it, but it was a bit messy because we had problems with our internet. And then we fixed our internet and just put the Starlink down. So there is hardware here, yes. Something to, someone else needs to have a play with it. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. And then Karen, how do you see the real estate market trending right now? It seems there are so many people involved in real estate. I'm seeing this on Bitcoin Facebook groups and X. Do you have any kind of go-to list? Real estate here is an interesting one. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of the Wandering Investor. He's always a good one to listen to. His and as a lot of other people say, and we also feel, real estate is we feel it's expensive here for what's here. Maybe in 10 years' time, the real estate's, that prices that you're paying now are going to be worth it, but it's going to take a while for them really to feel that value. But that's our personal opinion, on that one.
But there's definitely a consensus out there that El Salvador is an interesting case when it comes to property. Listen, Nikki's point about the Wandering Investor, listen to his episode about El Salvador. I think I could really resonate to the observations that he made.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people can. So listen to it. El Salvador is a unique case for a number of reasons. You're definitely not coming to a third world country and paying third world prices, generally. But at the same time, the situation here is quite unique for a number of reasons. But we're not going to get into that in too much more detail.
It's personal choices.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. If you're coming here and if you before you buy anything, come here and spend time here first. Make sure that you're happy with it. Take a look at land and stuff like that. And then if you decide that you want to be part of the opportunity that is El Salvador, then it may make a lot of sense to buy something here. Because a lot of people do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, locals and diaspora, which are the Salvadorans that are returning. Sorry, not locals, foreigners and the diaspora that are returning. All right, Cal, this is actually for you, Nikki. We're the couple that went on to Cotopeque that visited earlier last week. Thanks, Nikki, for showing us around. Do you have any more info regarding setting up scholarships for the students there?
Yeah, so we've got a meeting tomorrow, and so I'll be able to send you a message on more on that information. So here in the centre we have a school for English speaking, and there are a few people who are doing scholarships to help students to pay for their classes. So the classes are $30 a month, and this just we have some scholarships. So what we do is we do try and get them to do some work or do things around the centre, just so it's anything that's given for free. We find that quite often people don't turn up. So
don't respect it. If it's given for free, it's not appreciated and respected. So we need to make sure that people, it's proof of work, right? You need to put in some work to receive value, just to make sure that you're serious. I think it's fair. So actually, I'm gonna shout out because I actually did a tweet today because John from My First Bitcoin highlighted that the library in the center of San Salvador. There are things like Xboxes, PlayStations, Nintendo, whatevers, and a whole heap of other games that you can play, and play areas, right? Lego and stuff. But there's a catch. You're not allowed to use those unless you put in time or proof of work to actually put in some education. Yeah. So in one case, John had to read his son. Little John. I mean, it literally a toddler. So John had to put the proof of work in to read 2 books to his son before he was allowed to go and play in the coloured ball pit.
Yeah, and we have heard that you have to read 5 or 6 books if you want to use the PlayStations or the computers.
Yeah.
So which is great.
It's awesome. It's very cool. It's a great incentive structure. So anybody who I think it's awesome that if you want to put in the work because you want to learn, there's people who want to help.
Oh, and Karen's going, by the way, we'll be raising goats when my husband finally gets there. Awesome.
Cool.
Goat milk, goat cheese. Love it. And I see Eco is also saying goat cheese.
Yeah, goat cheese.
Absolutely.
Into it.
Really like it. So, Karen, keep us posted on that one because that will be absolutely amazing.
Vake came down for the halving party in April, didn't get time to leave the resort that the halving party was at, but can't wait to return to El Salvador. I hate to say it, but that's a common mistake.
Yeah.
Yep.
And make sure, if you're wanting to plan to come down for adopting BTC in November. Make sure you have at least 2 weeks, either side, so you can really get to explore, or at least 1 week at either side, so you can actually really get to explore and see what's happening here in El Salvador.
Like, people underestimate what they're going to do. Like we've come across a number of people here in Berlin that they were at the halving party, and while they were there, they heard Charlie and Jethro talk about it because I think they did a presentation.
They did,
to promote the economy of Bitcoin, and people came up because of what they had said, and the very common consensus is, "Wow, Berlin wasn't what I expected."
And some people didn't leave.
Yeah, that's
pretty much.
Yeah,
which is pretty impressive.
It's crazy, but it happens.
Yeah. So, all right.
Sounds like a plan.
And then Echo again, goat cheese. So and fake. Awesome. So that's
largely us.
That's us. Anything for the outro?
For the outro, go check out our service of the week in the description down below. I hope you enjoyed the new format showing that. Any feedback is welcome. We would, especially constructive feedback. If you didn't like it, let us know. Let us know why. If you did like it, let us know how we can improve it. Remember that if you can, that all went pear-shaped. Sign up to our newsletter down below. You can find a whole heap of information about the events that are coming up in El Salvador. There's a lot of cool information about learning and using Bitcoin. I'm lost for words right now.
Okay. And a big thank you for Tim.
Yes.
So really appreciate Tim turning up.
Yes.
And
Yeah, thank you.
practicing and doing the biz over there. So which is really, really cool. Yeah. And I think the big thing is adopting. It's not that far away.
No, it's coming up quick.
Yeah, it's coming up. And it'll be great to watch James and Charlie, who are going to be weekly doing a live after this on the YouTube Adopting channel.
Adopting Bitcoin channel.
And you'll be able to really see what's happening and who's going to be coming and speaking. So it's going to be good.
We're going to give it a go right now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be intense.
Yeah. It'll be cool. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
It's really good. Okay, that's us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
We will see you next week.
Tim's going to roll us out.